Piero momoye, Piero momoye, ato Piero ji avere, Piero momoye, ah Piero we, ndato Piero so pronounce ato Piero ji avere, akosia o, moye, Piero momoye, bosa bosa iko momoye, Piero ji mo were, mangoye mo, ah Piero ji mo were, mangoye mo, Piero we, bebe. Ha, Piero, Piero, momoye, Piero, 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 ba. La poche yo dia vere. So no do ni emble. Mo bli amado let's apple. Chiamo ne ci bagnone, ne. Mo wa ja ci bagnone, ne. Ja, plevo ne na kanyo po. Siabutiena, de kanyo. Kanyo de koge se perdre ya. Piero momoye, Piero momoye, Piero momoye. Ogiarwa oya wesa, moye, jiblo, no pigeon boba, derbono. Ma boye bleye Piero we, Piero momoye, mon blé condition. Topie mon blé condition. Assez au clano. Yawe akelo mu olokoje. Piero momoye, Piero momoye, Piero momoye, Eriko na Piero momoye, Piero momoye, ah Shaliko na Piero momoye, ah to Piero momoye, Ye nyapa nyele, to Piero ye nyapa nyele, ah nye Piero we, ah Piero we, moye, Piero moye, Eriko jato Piero Ore bomu jato Piero Eriko de bomu jato Piero mi amo daka, yo jale ko ye nyowo pa, opa obla ye de nyanyi ye ble gba kije, dia o anade kro aja be atia, nyoro agba de ke abudi ye, ono homono ne ka double ye, so bo somo soble so danyo, paseble asenyo da ye ta esa ye di bo sanele, e to Piero jawe ke, to Piero point so we ke. To Piero iwa mo pa kaya no e ka sene la taya mo la osiane to Piero ki agba ere papa ko kia o a to Piero moye a nu agba mo e dibe ko agba mo e a o nu agba mo e Piero we a Piero nu agba mo e Piero we a Piero mo moye o Piero moye Gayo padewe nembo kango Gayo padewe nembo kango Ah didieji ah didiewe ah mara didie me o awo Upa karito kunito wake asa o made Piero moye Piero moye ese soni abutie aseo Mama sable ye Angela Wene ye bobo pambla ye Angela Wene na ma bobo pambla ye Angela Wene Angela je ma japa ke yo daria je o Moye Angela moye ah oh mama bo kembla ya mama kembla de we you ah je sais ma jeki je mama je sais tani akido Handa Nicola mebo tia Manda Nicola je du tani aji Nicola preto yamo oju ajie na ipo de wenke Bla we no bla shiri agia agiaro Moye Piero moye Piero moye ale moye amunya dro mo to biere mo ye o biero mo ye
au bien Iowa. Le salaud depuis Iowa. On est décédé. Mon Dieu,
Good evening, folks. Samson to LIBERIA. We're going to do our best here this evening. So thank you for joining us. Samson to LIBERIA. We're late, and I still have not found my glasses. So bear with me tonight as I do this up and down. These are not a prescription. These are the reading glasses. I can't find it. I got too many kids in the house. I can't find my glasses. So that's that. But thank you very much for joining us, folks. Samson to LIBERIA. Okay, let's start our show. We're late already as it is. So it's going to be a doozy here tonight, and we're not going to pull punches as well. Let's start the show as usual. Let's show who the leader is. The leader of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. Weir, duly elected. 61.5% of the electorate decided this is the person they want. So who am I to say no? So he's my president. He's our president. And we have to accept it and respect it. We can criticize, but with responsibilities. We can disagree, but with a responsibility as well. So from that perspective, let's get on with it this evening. Samson to LIBERIA. My show tonight, which I can't see much, that's okay. It's not I know everybody's been talking about it, so, but my thing is, this is what I'm going to be talking about tonight. This young man must be free and be free immediately. That's just no two-way street about it from me tonight. This government, with these kinds of unforced error, I continue to call them unforced error because it is difficult for me to say, because this is the government people re-elected, for me to degrade the government to a point to say they're now legitimate. That's far from it. So I'm not going to go that far. What I'm going to do here tonight is to say that this young man must be released, because this unforced error once again has put the government in the spotlight when the government is supposed to be concentrating on the disease that most likely gonna hurt Liberia in terms of human lives and in terms of the economy of the country. They have much more bigger problem than this guy's statement. They have much more bigger problem to face than this guy's statement, because this disease, once they pick up, if they're not quite ready for wasting their time with these kinds of unforced error that has nothing to do with security whatsoever, but because certain people within the government, I believe, wants to maintain their job, want to maintain their position, will go ahead and look at these kinds of stuff and peruse the Facebook to see who's on Facebook and see who's on social media and what are they saying. Well, they themselves, they're on the government officials themselves, they're on social media as well. So that's fine. But for you to go on social media and pick what you want to suit your interest, I think that's very, very dangerous. And that's what we're going to be talking about here tonight. This is just completely out of control. The government need to get hold of themselves and stop these kinds of unforced error. And I will refer to it as unforced error. First of all, let's look at who I am. I'm the older person. I'm not here, and Liberia is my land. So why do I want to pit people against each other, to fight against each other, when I'm supposed to be someone with a bigger voice in the room to say, let's stop it, let's find reasoning to come together. I'm not here to inflame the situation. The only thing that I'm going to be insisting on tonight is that this government must free this young man. There's no reason to put himself in these kinds of position when some of us are out here continue to tote this purple agenda. Even they themselves, they are not touching it anymore. None of the government mouthpiece around here talk about social, talk about the purple agenda. But we continue to promote this purple agenda because we believe in that. And then they're going to start cutting under us by bringing these kinds of false error, that then we're going to have to deviate from the purple agenda, which to show what the president is doing and what the president is supposed to do, and what in terms of development. But here I am now, I'm going to be focusing on this false error. So whose time is being wasted? It's their time and our time, because it is our country. We cannot afford to have these kinds of things to creep into our fabric anymore. Okay? So I'll deal with that. I'll deal with that. The first thing I want to look at here tonight, corruption. This is part of the corruption. My definition, I'm going to go to total definition tonight of corruption. These people that continue to find enemy of the state, these people that have nothing to offer whatsoever. Some of them have never had any kind of position in their life that is of value, to have some sort of a position in their life, tangible, that you can say, yes, this guy has produced. But yet and still they're within the government, running the government, saying things to the government, and doing things to affect changes that's supposed to be happening in Liberia, but they're blocking it, I say so. So let me go ahead, back to my corruption issue again, folks. Let's go ahead. Let me start that with this statement from Dr. Taba, former president, the late president of the Republic of Liberia. Okay. This was a annual message, 1974, January 2010, 1974. But let's look at what Taba. It's unbelievable. I've been reading this book here for almost 10, 15 years, almost, or even more. But just recently, you know, when you read these things, sometimes you go into these kinds of document with a hidden agenda. I'm being very truthful with you. Before you even recognizing it. And as a result, you're looking for certain things in the pamphlet to see if that particular plane, your hidden agenda, going to be supported by whatever it is that you're reading. And as a result, you miss stuff sometimes. And that's exactly what happened to me. But let me read this. Let me read this. And if you read this particular phrase the particular sentence that I'm going to be reading to you now, and then you think about the 1980 coup, and then you say, wow, even though people died, but we were in serious trouble before the redemption. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. And you can, and let me say this again, in terms of corruption, which this behavior of arresting this young man because of a Facebook post is also a form of corruption, according to me. Let me read it. And so, once again, the corrupt behavior that is happening within this government, it didn't just start. It's been going on for years. But here we are, young Liberians, sophisticated Liberians, are here in the United States, all over the world, studying, working, producing for other people. And yet still our country is suffering because there are certain people that have the power. Only a few can produce. The majority of them cannot produce. And then what do? Dr. Ria, you need to reshuffle. This is going to be your third or whatever year, second term, whatever it is, you need to reshuffle. if you want your government and if you want your legacy to be at the height of just as same as your football career, it's not that impossible. You've already done the impossible by being elected. The rest of it is in your hands. You owe nobody nothing. You owe nobody no explanation except the Liberian people to do good for the Liberian people. You don't owe me anything even if I were to spend $1 million on your campaign. You campaign based on certain ideas. And if those ideas are being as in conflict with me, your contributor, to someone who contributed to your campaign, if those ideas that brought you to power, if they're in conflict with my interest, forget about my personal interest. Seek the interest of the Liberian people. Folks, Samson to farm. Just give me a few minutes here. Let me straighten something out. I'm not going anywhere. I'll still be talking. So the idea is this: if you, the president, you're already being elected, and if you, since you've already been elected, nobody gonna push you out now except for the Liberian electorate. So if the Liberian electorate feels within themselves that you are seeking their interests, obviously they will give you the second term. But if the Liberians feel within themselves that you are not in their interest, you do things in the interest of certain and few minority, then they might find it difficult because you got a long way to go. And in your situation, Dr. Weir, you're young. Let's go. Let me read this. You know, before I read it, in these kinds of things, it is difficult to divorce your emotion when it comes to these kinds of situations, because we've seen these things before, and they continue to repeat themselves, as I stated the last time. Nothing have changed. It is within us as Liberians. Don't forget about Dr. Weir for a minute. It is within us as Liberians. You ask yourself a question: do we have the ability to change, truly bring change in our country? I'll give you an example. So back in 1980, immediately after the coup, you know, I was every day attached. I'm not going to tell you who, why, whether, but I'll just give you this story. So one time I was with one of the PRC members, and out of a sudden, his office door came flying open, and the person, I believe, is still alive, Jacob Swan, one of the PRC members, came in angry. His anger was about somebody using certain language on him, and this person, he finds out that he has a Crown connection. So he came to this PRC member, who's also having to be a Crown man, and decided to explain to him, my man, the way they got the kind of thing that people doing to us here, they call themselves boat people, but they just cussing me. They just cussed me in front of the police station this morning. What happened? He called me goat. What? The PRC member said, true story, folks. He called me goat. Why would he call me goat? Did he see me eating cassava leaf? So the PRC member said, who called you goat? Are you sure? Your PRC member call you goat? Let's go. So he went and collected a few other PRC members to go approach this man. He's dead now, so I will call his name. Sam Massacre, they call him. So they went to the police headquarters area to approach Sam Massacre. So when they got there with the other PRC member, first thing they want to disrobe this guy because he had a bash. Why would you call a PRC member? And I went with them. Why would you call a PRC member a goat? What kind of business is this? You people supposed to be the educated people, and we say you'll come and help us, and then you cussing our member like that. They went off on him. So the guy, they were getting ready to take him to post docket. So he was concerned. He said, but let me explain. They said, what you got to say? You got nothing to say. You called the man, but he said, no. I said the people are trying to use him as a scapegoat. because he used the word scapegoat on Jacob Swan. Jacob Swan then started telling the other people that same massacre called him goat. And so most of the, including some of the PRC members that I was with, they didn't know the meaning of scapegoat, to be honest with you. So another guy, I'm not going to call his name, but he's in Minnesota right now. So the other PRC guy, because he's educated, he's out of high school, was attending LU, so he could write, could read. So the other PRC member turned to this guy. He's in Minnesota, and I'm not going to call his name, and say, what? And then he spoke to Dollar. What do you mean by scapegoat? He said, but I don't. Then the guys whispered, he said, but I don't cause. Scapegoat means when somebody say something about you and say, oh, the people using you for some other reason, something that, then they scapegoating you. But they're not cause. He said, okay. So now how do you now, at that particular moment, try to convince Jacob Swan and the rest of the PRC member that this guy didn't cuss him without embarrassing Jacob Swan, who is a PRC member? How do you now say it without people accusing you of being a crime man? Therefore, you're backing same massacre. So the PRC member, even as little as he was, he has some power. So it's okay. Instead of the post target, let's take Sam Massacre and Jacob Swan to the Capitol building. So they went to the Capitol building. And they went to the vice president, who was then Wesson. They went to Wesson office and kicked everybody out. And they explained to Jacob Swan what this was. But they told Sam Massacre, do not celebrate. Don't go out there and say, did you see what I told you? Don't just leave it as it is. So they let it go. Why am I saying all of these things? The reason is, these Liberians today, they are not the same Liberians of the days. You can't fool them. They're not going to come to you because they don't know the meaning of scapegoat. These are highly young Liberians, highly educated, sophisticated. They will challenge you. You can't pour this kinds of stuff and you expect for the people to be quiet and continue to sing the praises. Those who are going to be singing the praises are fooling you, Dr. Weir. They're not serious. They're not serious. Because one of the things you yourself are put out to the bill, to the representatives, lawmaker, is to put in a bill that will sedition, all that kind of stuff, make them lawful. But for you to have this man, this government to have this man in jail, in a bar, with steel bar like this all over the world, and you expect investors to come walking in there and thinking, say they're going to do this. First thing, the whole Liberian new organization, they continue to carry this thing. People are picking it up. This man must be released. You have these young Liberians, sophisticated Liberians, on their podcast day in, day out, condemning this act. It is ridiculous. It is part of the corruption that I'm talking about. But let's look at it. Back in 1974, Toro gave his annual message, folks, and it's very interesting. This is what Toro said. This is what Toro said. We shall continue to dedicate our services to the welfare of all the people, especially the less fortunate majority. In the Republic of Liberia. At that time, I believe the population was 1 point something, but he considered majority of the Liberians to be less fortunate. Why is that? Why is that? So Tobo recognized that the behavior over the years, now opening up the country to everyone to be on the same level, have created a two-tier stage. One is the fortunate minority, and unfortunate, less fortunate, majority. Let me read that again. We shall continue. That means they continue to work, he said. We shall continue to dedicate our services to the welfare of all the people, especially the less fortunate majority. So they know that their action of the government and those who are in support of the government and even the two-way party were not doing good in that country. So when I read this the other day, and then I went back to read some of my old writing, you know, sometimes you get angry and you write all kind of things, and I started reading some of my writing that have to do with the Moja coming in, have to do with PA, have to do with the 79 West Riot, how my involvement, things, you know, because I take notes, I write, I do a lot of stuff. So I started reading some of my old writing, and then I started connecting that these people are quite aware of it, even though we used to say it, but we didn't have concrete evidence to say these people knew exactly what they're doing and how they're treating us is unfair. Until recently, just the day before yesterday, when I read this, I recognized that Towa, to me, this, it must have been very important to him. And this particular one, Ministry of Local Government, Rural Development and Urban Reconstruction, they call it. That's the title. And for it to make sure that that particular part is in his message, 1974 message, it must have been very important, and it must have been playing on his mind. Corruption. It's not just today. It's been a while. And it continues. So I thought I'd read that to you. Let me read another thing. Excuse me. Let me read another thing. The pro-poor agenda that I've been supporting and I've been promoting, the pro-poor agenda, the president opened it up to us. He introduced the pro-poor agenda to us. Unless you're going to come back and say, no, the president just reading it because you want to bluff. Other than that, I'm holding them to this. Let me read this again, and I'll continue to do this from time to time. He said, my fellow citizen, in January 2018, you entrusted me with the responsibility of leading the effort to build a capable state that is united in purpose and filled with hope and prosperity. Is this what you're talking about, Mr. President? Because somebody expressed himself on Facebook. You throw the person in jail. Your government throw the person in jail. Is that the hope and prosperity you're talking about? Now, before I go deep into this here, because every time that I read this thing, I will connect it to this. Before I go into this, let me make my point clear as well. I too do not support the statement this young man made. Because I'm over here every night trying to see the government, to find reason for the government to be inclusive and be able to help and bring people together and work together. But for this young man to make that kind of statement, I don't support it. I don't agree with it. Yeah, you can say maybe frustration. The second thing was happening, and you see, that's what I keep saying to you. Let me go back to that again. Liberians are sophisticated nowadays. You can't fool them. And especially these young people, they're just as young as you are. If they see you doing something that they know is not right, they will challenge you. Except the challenge that this young man fought for was not responsible. But that does not mean that for him to spend night, even 2 seconds in jail. So that means what I'm saying now, my podcast, when I get to Liberia, the fact that I'm saying things that you might not like, there's a possibility of me going to jail as well. But that's okay. For me, if I'm thrown in jail in Liberia, I will feel bad, especially if in Monrovia. But if you were to throw me in jail in Total, I'll be dancing in the jailhouse in Total. I I will be happy to be jailed in total. So that's not my fear. But many of these young Liberians, you need to speak up, but do it with responsibility. Don't insult, don't degrade. Make your point clearly, precise the point where you want to say. Don't cuss people, because when you start cussing, it goes over people's head. What have happened here could have happened to any of us. Could have happened to any of us. And you're going to throw this man in jail. Let me read on. This is ridiculous, and this man must be free. This young man must be. People search on Facebook. They're searching his house. What an intimidating situation, because of what he wrote. Because of what he wrote, not because of what he did, but what he wrote. Pen, or in this case, phone. Blah, 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 blah. You're going to go to jail for that. Let's go a little bit into that. This is ridiculous. Let's go a little bit into that. The young man said, don't give us gun, don't give us rice. Okay, I'm just paraphrasing now. Give us AK-47. Who's going to supply you with AK-47 in Liberia? Who? When your CDC you got AK-47, all that noise you are making Monera. You got AK-47? You are able to import guns in Liberia? Oh, now you are in power now. All of you have the power now to import guns. What a ridiculous idea to put somebody in jail because of what they wrote. This is ridiculous. I don't support it. But you're wasting people's time to talk about your proper agenda. If it wasn't for the corona business, I was going to continue to talk about the real business. Because you continue to say you want to build road, you want to connect Liberians. And you got people everywhere looking for enemies for you. It's ridiculous. You got to change course. You came in, you said you wanted to be the change and hope for the people. And the young people gravitated towards you. Believe in you. And most of them are on Facebook now. So now, when any of them write something that you don't like or you think is threatening, you're going to throw them in jail. Is that how you're going to govern, Mr. President, Dr. Ria? This is ridiculous. And you continue to make these unforced error. And what these unforced error will do for you will waste your time. Let me read on. You made history, you said, through the first peaceful and democratic transition of power in 74 years. Thank you. This ushered in the first generational change in the national leadership through the populist vote since the introduction of universal strife in 1951. I will remain eternally grateful for the trust and will, to the best of my ability, and with the blessing of God, strive to change the narrative on Liberia and bring about more stable, prosperous, democratic state in Africa. Is that how you're going to do it? You told us here. Okay? You want to change the narrative. Tell me you should put people in jail because of where they were writing you. That was the narrative during talking time. Tell me you should put people in jail because of where they were writing you. That was the narrative. Tell they did the same thing. They were doing the same thing. Ellie tried that too. Not much. So what is the narrative that you're changing now, Dr. Weir? What is it that you're changing now that people should consider you the agent of change? Show me. Burying you on in the street, burying the street of Monrovia? Thank you. We appreciate that. But we want the change to affect all of us. The young people, their minds should be free. You're going to intimidate them by putting somebody in jail. When will we get out of this kinds of stuff? What is the fear? We've already fought war. People die. What is the fear? Why are we behaving like this? I keep saying to you, The people that continue to find the enemy of the state, they got nothing to offer. Because here's the thing. If these people are truly capable of performing the position that was given them, they won't waste their time with this kinds of stuff. They will focus on the disease, and even to see through, even though the disease is there, but maybe we can still do some work and improve situation in Liberia. Look at Dr. Ware. Yes. Look at the turnout. The introduction of the stay-at-home stuff. Look how messy it was. You got scout boy all in the street. And Liberia were complaining. Because those who were responsible to implement the stay-at-home process failed you miserably. Because they did not go out to inform the Liberian people the importance of staying home. Because all you were trying to do and all that you try to do is to save lives. The Liberians don't see it like that. They don't trust those around you, and so they don't trust you either. And because of that, you know what people are saying? Most of the people in Liberia don't believe this coronavirus stuff. They think you're doing it for you and your people to eat money from the international community. Because there's no information going out to them. In the last week, what was the major news? Your 9th Street house called Presidential Palace in Liberia was a major discussion. Now, we have this as another discussion. How is it going to help? Let me read on. Yeah, this is something. Therefore, he says, I take this opportunity to present to you the Pro-Poor Agenda for Prosperity and Development, a 5-year national plan from 2018 from July 2018 to June 2023. What is the Pro-Poor Agenda? I'm promoting it again. Okay? But I don't think I need to do that tonight. I'm not going to promote it. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Because why am I promoting something that you yourself, you don't care for? You guys don't even talk about it. Say, what do I'm not going to promote it. Forget it. Let's go to the subject matter. So, they decided, this man wrote something, and they decided they're going to go after him. So the police went to his house to search his house, and it's a good thing though. They said they didn't find anything. Let's listen to Carter, the police spokesperson. Let him tell us what exactly their intent was, why they arrested this man. Let's listen to Carter, please. Folks, Samson too. And please, the young man that's telling Eugene Falcon, for me, what I want to say about Eugene Falcon here tonight, this is what I believe. Eugene Falcon would have been someone that would have done well in those dictatorial government, because everything that he expires is about power and how to enforce power. He has it seems to me, he has no bone in him for compromise. He has no bone in him whatsoever for compromise. I think whatever compromise that he does is forced on him. When they came to power, but at that time I was still here, even before the inaugural, Eugene Falcon had a page on one of his page where he was really angry with the incoming government suggesting for inclusive behavior to have other people to come. He condemned that. There should be no inclusive thought from anybody. I can't find that video anymore. But this is a man that's supposed to be talking for the government. And everything he does. Remember, those of us that are in the United States, you know Sean Spicer? He used to be the first press secretary for Donald Trump. Everything. Donald Trump is the greatest. nothing. So he's that. But the point that I'm making about him is, I'm glad that Dr. Weah has had the experience in helping people. So I don't believe that Dr. Weah will pay attention to some of Eugene Falcon dictatorial instincts of trying to suppress people. This is ridiculous. Let's listen to Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter, listen to the statement. The documents they found in this young man's house, he said they are interesting. Interesting? They are not criminally engaging, criminal evidence or anything, but interesting. So what I'd really like to know is, what exactly did they ask the judge that gave them the right to search and whatever? Because you have to explain to the judge, you got to give him certain information. What information did they give them? They got to be careful, because what you do today, if other people come to power, when they start doing those kind of things, who's gonna want to talk for you? Because and nowadays your situation is worse, because everything you do is on record, Facebook, watching, and it's being, people copy these things. Yeah, I'm getting ready to play your video, and it's going to be part of my video. So anybody want to know what Carter said those days, all they have to do is look at LPR, and it's going to be there. So let's play Mr. Carter, who for me, Carter, he's an intelligent young man. He's not too much putting himself in a place where we have to engage right away. I think he's very thoughtful, because I saw him the last time when he was not debating, but disagreeing with the police from the city police about their involvement, and he made it clear, according to the rules, city police is not part of the joint security forces. And he didn't hide it. So I gave him that. So for him to be involved in these kinds of stuff, for me, it's something that I found it interesting. His words now. But let's listen to Carter. Samson to LIBERIA Radio.
A Liberian identified as Patrick Moy said to be acting chairperson of the Council of making a statement on national security. And if I were to just rephrase the statement, it's a statement of urgency. Liberians take rights from the government, begs of rights from the government. Instead, that Liberians should take up AK-47, teach the government or government a lesson. From the security, we see that as a threat to security. And it behooves us to protect life and property and to safeguard the peace and security of our country, to invite anyone who threatens the peace of our country. Those of you in the media know we've had years of war. We fought not just 14, but over 14 years of war. And the scars of war are seen everywhere, educationally, infrastructurally, economically, and you name it. And so, many Liberians are tired of war, and no one wants to see this country revert to war. Of course, the gains that are being scored will be erased again. And so it is on the basis that we invited this acting chairman of the Council of Patriots and the Patrick Dumoy to come for questioning. This morning, his lawyer had appeared on Front Page Africa that his client, Patrick Dumoy, one Kinley Kanga,
that his client was not going to avail himself to us. We made every effort. Like I told you, we would have done everything to make sure that he was, availed to us. And so today we can announce to you, members of the press, the Liberian people, that the manufacturer Dumoy has been arrested and he's currently in the custody of the Liberia National Police undergoing investigation. A Liberian identified as manufacturer Dumoy, who is said to be the acting chairperson of the Council of Patriots, inviting him at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police for making a statement that bordered on national security. And if I were to just rephrase the statement, it's a statement that urges Liberians not to take rights from the government, beg some rights from the government. Instead, that Liberians should take up AK-47.
So you heard. I'm sorry about the tape there, but you heard the Mr. Carter explaining what he believed to be the case. But let me play you another video. What Mr. Carter gonna tell us that they didn't find any arms. This guy talked about AK-47. But instead of you to find AK-47, you finding documents that perhaps might be incriminating. So it's very interesting. Very interesting. His words again. Okay, let's listen to Mr. Carter on this one. Say I'm saying to
And if you were to ask why is he here, he's here because of the statement that he wrote on his social media page, which borders on national security. That is why he's being investigated. And in addition to his investigation, we've also been able to pray the court for a search and seizure warrant. And the court granted us that search and seizure warrant. We searched his home and confiscated some items, which I may not, for the convenience of the investigation, say to you for now. But there were some interesting items confiscated. But I'd like to say to you that the search did not uncover arms. But there were some other items that were confiscated which are interesting to the investigation. And those items are being looked at as part of this investigation. And if you were to ask why is he here, he's here because of the statement that he wrote on his social media page, which borders on national security. That is why he's being investigated. And in addition to his investigation, we've also been able to pray the court for a search and seizure warrant. And the court granted us that search and seizure warrant. We searched his home and confiscated some items, which I may not, for the convenience of the investigation, say to you for now. But there were some interesting items confiscated.
So there you have it. Mr. Carter is telling us that they didn't find gun. This young man must be free. This young man must be free immediately. You can't have these kinds of things like this. But here's the interesting thing I want you to think about. And when I used to say these things, but people didn't believe me. In this government, the way I see it, the army and the army hierarchy, they're different. They don't get involved in any kind of foolishness much. The police director, and people like Mr. Carter, they would get involved, But they are very, very careful. They are very careful. There are certain people within the police that will just do whatever. But the, I don't call it EPS or whatever, EPS and no other security agency, they don't care. What I want you to look at here is this. Where is the justice minister? He's sick. Who's running show? The Solicitor General is now going to talk to us. With the Solicitor General and Eugene Falcon, things are not going well. They're being rocky right now. But here's the thing here. If they go to court, they just got whooped the other day. This government just got whooped the other day. Big time whooped. Publicly flogged by Yaka Kaliba. Yaka Kaliba and his lawyer flogged these people. Now they're coming out with this kind of stuff. They're going to get whooped again publicly. Sooner or later, they're going to find themselves in Equa court, where then when they get flogged, they're going to be very embarrassing. Let's listen to the Solicitor General and let's see what he's going to tell us. What's going on? Why are they doing this? But I will show you one other video. It's a very short clip. Okay? It's a very short clip. But I think, okay, let's watch that. I think this is it. It's a very short one. Let's listen.
And I keep seeing freedom of expression is suspended. Read your constitution, body. And I keep seeing freedom of expression is suspended. Read your constitution, body. And I keep seeing freedom of expression is suspended. Read your constitution.
One more time.
And I keep seeing freedom of expression is suspended. Read your constitution, body. And I keep seeing freedom of expression is suspended. Read your constitution, body. And I keep seeing freedom of expression is suspended. Read
Did you get that, folks? Did you get that? Freedom of expression is suspended. Freedom of expression is suspended. Are we serious? Freedom of expression is suspended. Do you think the Minister of Justice will come and make this public announcement to say that the freedom of expression is suspended? Freedom of expression is suspended in Liberia. Let me play that again for you. If you didn't get that part, let me play that again, please. I want you to listen to this. Listen to this again.
your constitution, body. And I keep seeing freedom of expression is suspended. Read your constitution, body. And I keep seeing freedom of expression is suspended. Read your constitution, body. And I keep seeing freedom of expression is suspended. Read your
There we go. Mama Liberia, when you listen to this stuff, Mama Liberia is crying. Because why will you Solicitor General tell us this? Freedom of expression suspended. What? Did you get that? Expression is suspended. What do you say? How are you? Let's go. For some reason my audio is not doing. let's go again. Now the Solicitor General going to take some time. Not too sure why. Again, let's listen to it. My video is not coming through. Listen to this.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I'd like to introduce you to Liberia's foremost Solicitor General, Honorable Serena Seyma Sifa, who will address the press with regards to the issue of Mr. Manikwake Dumor. Thank you very much. Counsel?
Thank you very much. I hope I'm absolutely audible. I want to start off by saying we are in difficult times. As you may know, when the state of emergency is declared, we are in a period of war, actually fighting an invisible enemy. The invocation of Article 86 it clearly and expressly states that the President may, in consultation with the Speaker of the House of Representatives and the Senate Pro Tempore, declare, proclaim a state of emergency. And when that President does that, pursuant to that provision of the 1986 Constitution, which is Article 86, the President may suspend certain basic fundamental constitutional rights. One fundamental right that is automatically suspended by the strength of the declaration of the state of emergency, the freedom of expression, and that is found in Article 15A of the 1986 Constitution. It says, this right shall not be curtailed or restrained, save the state of emergency, or save the emergency declared in accordance with the Constitution. Now, what is the emergency declared in accordance with the Constitution? It's the state of emergency. There is a constitutional prohibition to the exercise of executive power or emergency power by the President. That constitutional prohibition is Article 87. The President shall not abrogate the Constitution, shall not suspend the Constitution, shall not suspend the National Assembly or the Supreme Court, and the writ of habeas corpus will not be suspended during the state of emergency. For the basic constitutional concurrence and in the enforcement of the emergency power, the President not later than 7 days, pursuant to Article 88 of the 1986 Constitution, laid before the legislature the fundamental legal constitutional basis for the declaration of the state of emergency. The legislature, after a careful and holistic comprehensive review, may either accept or reject the declaration of state of emergency. As you may know, the President, in clear fulfillment of these constitutional provisions, has done exactly that. And the legislature, giving the President the power, the affirmation power, for us to be in the state we're in today. I have to give you the fundamental background so that you will know where I'm coming from. The last time when I appeared before you, I indicated that the government of Liberia, having declared a state of emergency, we're not in the same normal times we were in all along. And that if anybody engages in the spread of fake and dangerous news,
of telling us why the President have. You know, one thing I can say for people Liberian, I'm not serious law to, and so they will roll out for a while. They will roll out for. But yes, the other interesting thing. Listen to this. They may say to us, the same thing here. No, the thing I read earlier, how to recognize when treating us as citizens of Liberia. So is this. So he's going to come out. This video, he's going to tell us as a Solicitor General, he was expecting for the government was going to all kinds of stuff that if these lawyers were people correctly, they would have been taking the government from court to court to spending a lot of. But listen, Samson to
somehow advocates lawyer, those are issues we're supposed to pick up. When I became Solicitor General, I was afraid. I said, oh Lord, I will suffer in the hands of many people because every day I'll be going to court. But sometimes I said, when I play that, nothing until I go to criminal cases. I thought there would be compelling constitutional cases that would make me to be to the Supreme Court and spend my whole time. Nothing. There's no challenge. The only thing they do is just engage in name calling. And this is an example of an irresponsible person. Somehow, advocates lawyer, those are issues we're supposed to pick up. When I became Solicitor General, I was afraid. I said, oh Lord, I will suffer in the hands of many people because every day I'll be going to court. But sometimes I said, when I play that, nothing until I go to criminal cases. I thought there would be compelling constitutional cases that would make me to be to the Supreme Court and spend my whole time. Nothing. There's no challenge.
Really killing me tonight, but I will. It's just too late now for me to fix it, so I'm almost done here. So about this show tonight, I'm ice to release this young man in the interest of peace and stability. This incite people, to be honest with you. You heard the Solicitor General telling people that the advocates, the lawyer, they're not challenging him. He should have been in the Supreme Court for so many times. But let's see now. Let's hear from one of the old former Solicitor General himself. Let's see what he's going to say about this whole case. He went to the police station. Consular police station to talk to this. Let's listen. It's very interesting as well. Very interesting.
I came to see when the command the mall was arrested yesterday for making a statement on Facebook that the police considered to be a crime. To be a crime. I came to find out what the statement was. And he told me what the statement was. That he said on his AK-47, I mean on his Facebook, that Nigerian people do not deserve right they need AK-47. As much as I don't like that statement, I will never make that statement, but that statement is protection all our law. It will not rise up to the level of crime. And I believe by arresting and putting him in jail, the police is actually distracting the attention of the Liberian and dealing with something, distracting us and dealing with something that we shouldn't be doing. If somebody said that people need AK-47, somebody else can disagree with that person. I want to call it a democratic country. People can disagree with each other. And that's for the government to get nervous for every statement that is made. This is a very old country, almost 200 years old. I came to see when the command the mall who was arrested by the police yesterday for making a statement on Facebook that the police considered to be a crime. To be a crime. I came to find out what the statement was. And he told me what the statement was. That he said on his AK-47, I mean on his Facebook,
I just want to say this again. You heard the general challenging people, but look who press. It's right in front of the police station. Mose Carter. Mose, who is a spokesperson for the police, he was not there. The justice minister, which I don't believe will happen. If the justice minister was in charge, he won't be making any kinds of statement. first thing, if the police going to be arresting anybody, he's going to make sure they had a clear understanding of what is happening. You're doing me a favor tonight, so if my video keep breaking, but I can go on. I'll also open a line, and hopefully, I'm not too sure what audio is, because it's coming through from this point to there. That's what it is. Okay, we'll work on it. Hopefully by Friday it will be resolved. Anyhow, I will thank you again. This young man must, first of all, for Moses to come out to say he's of one of the major hard time to eat. The group COP bank giving the government, and then out of a sudden you go because of the interesting thing is, few months ago, willing to give deputy to make deputy minister who have made a ridiculous statement on Facebook, but a statement of Facebook, and they were willing to make that to making a deputy minister. They've also who to Liberian Magabuki, they were going to lead the election commissioner. This person, from every indication of Liberia, and from to me anyway, as long as you're from Africa, it will continue even part of me. You have to follow the rule. You have to follow the rule. Here he is. He is now. I'm not. Okay. So those are the issues that I still have, and now you're going to come, young man, put in jail because of a reckless statement he made. That is not threatening. But it's not threatening. You're going to put in jail. Is it because you? So you're paying by? Okay. I think something better. Big mouth. So what I'm saying now, and just the fact that I don't agree with this, if I go to Liberia, maybe they'll put me in jail too. But Liberia, if I come back home, you want to put me in jail? Put me in jail in town. Don't put me in jail in Monrovia. Even tell me the struggle. But change. Tell me the struggle. They will treat me but in town. I will love that. But anyway, very interesting situation. Done. My killing me tonight. Okay. Let me see what time is it? It's not even quite. All right. I'm going to do something that most of you might not agree, but that's okay. Note, my audio is killing me. Oh, okay. All right, we're almost over. So I will go ahead and open the line, and you can give me a call and see what you think. Welcome, Gita Hard Talk. That will be you. Anyway, open the line up. The president. serious note, on a very release this. It may nobody. Maybe I might be. Maybe I'm naive, but I believe country. Nobody will bring gun in our country. I heard you've been taken to the hospital. Why is something happening to you? Then what? Keep making the error, man. Okay, folks. As you can see, my audio is giving me issue, so I want to be here. Give me a call. And I will excuse myself. I don't believe that. I don't believe this is a false error. Give me Samson to LIBERIA Radio. Let's see what you have to say on that. Audio is killing me tonight. How you doing, Chief? How you doing?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah. To knock this thing out of the park on Friday. Sure, because my audio is just bad tonight. You'll be breaking up, but if you want, just make it brief so I can get out.
Look,
on this thing.
The government is a losing case for the government. They will be embarrassed at the end of the statement. That I think you want to look at it. Did this statement harm anybody? Physically, mentally. He made a statement. I think he. Everybody went to bed. People move a ball or interfere with this guy's statement. The lawyer will be raising. Is it tantamount to threat? What government? What is citizens that did not move because of this statement? Let the government produce those things. These are the issues that will be raised in court. And I just feel sorry for these people. Mojokada is lying. Different thing. Inviting and detaining are two different issues. The man is slapping Jay. You invited him. Question for questioning. But when the man you are lying, you are not invited. You are already detaining the man. So this issue must be very careful in like this. Look at the statement, all these statements that this man made. Government to undermine the security of the state. We waste the street of life. Did you invite the person go there? No. Mobile said the party that people trying to assassinate a person where he has the NS invite him? No. Did they put him? No. When arrest, you call into the police station, did you detain him? When you let him go. Well, all these people in December, what did they say? Did you call President Johnson? Did you go to
Mr. Josh?
Bob?
Mr. Josh,
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah. I think let me call.
Yeah. And I know your plan is well as usual, but it's breaking up. I think that we're not
is that.
For us. So let's just call it quit tonight. And thank you. Let's Wednesday. We're gonna pick up from where we are. If it's free, we're still gonna have to discuss it and make sure these things don't repeat it next time. So thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I know things are not here. I want to thank you very much. But we'll pick it up on Wednesday. And the team is continuing to see corruption. And this was just which I consider unfolds. We'll continue to pick up and let's see how far we go. Good night, folks. Let's do it again. Thank you very much.
Oh,